Hello and welcome to this training. The purpose of this training is to show you how to use bookmarks and folders inside Google Chrome. In this training, I have formed a folder by the name of CUSD, where I am tucking strategic resources into that space. If you're unfamiliar with how to build or form a new folder, let me model this for you. I obviously have lots of resources along my bookmark bar. Maybe you don't have any just yet. The strategy that I use is I scoot over to an open space where nothing is happening. I'm not interfering with resources that are already existent. I'm going to use the right mouse button. I'm going to click one time. I'm going to scoot down right over here where it says Add Folder. For the purpose of this training, I don't need a second CUSD folder, but let me go ahead and design one just for the purpose of this training. I'm going to click right there where it said Add Folder. Right up here, it says New Folder. And right here, Bookmarks bar is illuminated in blue. If I click here on timers, then the folder will get tucked into this existing folder. I'm going to click right up here where it says Bookmarks bar, so that way one of the folders will appear down in this area. And I'm going to click right here where it says New Folder. When I click New Folder, I will title it CUSD. And then I'll put the number 2 on there so I know I can delete it later when I no longer need it. And I'm going to click the Save button. Because I have so many resources, all the way over here you have a double arrow pointing to the right. When I click on the double arrow pointing to the right, all of these resources are going to cascade down for me. I'm going to scoot all the way down to the bottom because unfortunately it always tucks it into this very most lowest space. So I'm actually going to click using the left mouse button and you can see how this black bar is following me. I'm going to scoot up here and then all the way over. So this black bar is letting me know where the folder will live when I let go. So if I'm on top of this, it's going to live inside of that folder. And if I let go right here, you can see how that black line is right there. When I let go, that folder is going to live in this space right here. Now, the next step is that I need to go to a website of some kind in order to save those resources into this folder. Now, I really don't need a lot of giraffe resources inside of this folder, but for the purpose of today's training, let me just type in the word giraffe up here in the Omnibar, and then I'm going to press enter, and then maybe I can find some research related to giraffes. Totally not important, doesn't live in the CUSD folder, but for the purpose of the training, I'm going to model this. For the sake of time, I'm going to right click and then open link in new tab. And then I'm going to scoot down. I'm not going to vet these materials. I'm just going to open them for the purpose of training. 1, 2, and the third one should pop up in just a second. And then I will click on that menu where it says open in new tab. So I have 3 resources that I would like to save inside of my CUSD number 2 folder. I have more than one way that I can achieve this. I can click on the padlock right here, and I can drag the padlock into the folder, and I actually have a new folder tucked into there because I wasn't paying attention very well when I modeled this strategy earlier, and I'm going to drag it into this folder and then let go. Now, if I want to delete this folder, I can actually right click and then click right here where it says delete. Delete, because oops, I really don't need that folder in there. So the padlock is one really quick way in order to save a resource into this space. So I clicked on the padlock and I scooted it into exactly the folder where I wanted it to go, and I tucked it in there. And so oops, now I have 2. If you ever change your mind, use that right click strategy and then click delete. Your other option is right here where it says edit, and you can actually click right here where it says edit to change the name of that resource. I know this resource has absolutely nothing to do with frogs, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to type where it says frogs, and you'll notice up here at the top that it says edit bookmark. So my desire is to rename this, and it's still going to live in the CUSD2 folder, and then I'm going to click right here where it says save. Now I'm going to scoot back over here to show you what that looks like. Click, and then it says frogs. You and I both know it's actually giraffes, but I was just modeling what it looks like to actually rename that resource. So dragging the padlock is one way that you can save that. I'm going to click right over here on the National Geographic one, and I'm going to click the star right here. When I click on the star one time, I have this drop-down menu that appears, and I'm going to click right here where it says Add Bookmark. When I click Add Bookmark, I have this box that allows me to modify the resource. I know it's about giraffes, and I know it's from the National Geographic website, and then there's an arrow right here where I can choose where I would like for this resource to be housed. So it can be housed in any one of these. And if I can't find the folder that I'm looking for, I can click right here where it says choose another folder, and then the entire menu of folders will appear, and I can choose exactly where I want that to live. The next step is I'm going to click Done right here. And if I would like to remove this resource, I can click on the star yet again, and then right here where it says Edit Bookmark, I can choose Remove, and this resource will be removed from that folder. All right, let's do one more thing. I am now on another resource. Using my keyboard this time, I'm going to choose Control D like David. And when I choose Control D like David, it's the same as clicking the star in order to bring up the box so that I can name this and then save it. One great thing about naming it is that there are times where the title is way too long and it's not helpful for me. And if I want to remove some of the words within that title so that it makes sense to me, then that's a great thing that I can do in order to organize my resources. I'm going to click Done one time. After I click Done one time, let's go ahead and click on that CUSD2 folder, and you'll notice how those resources are accumulating in this space. Now, the next time I want to go back to a resource, I'm just going to click one time on that resource in order to go back to that resource. To reorganize the resources in here, I can click on a resource and then lift or lower. You'll notice how that black line moves around so that it can deposit in a space that is helpful for me. Another great thing about that is that sometimes I am absent-minded when I save these resources and I tuck it into the wrong space. So if I want to grab frogs and I want it to be housed inside the PD space or the Thinkific space, I can move this resource to any location that is most helpful for me. If I choose to tuck a folder into an existing folder, I can do that as well. If I want the CUSD folder to be housed inside the CUSD folder or inside the BR folder, then I can drop that in there. The next time I head back, I can notice, oh, look at that. It is sitting right there inside of the folder ready for me to use it the next time that I need that. You are in charge of all of the resources up here so that you can organize them easily. Please note that you must be signed into Google Chrome in order for this to work properly. You'll notice over here on the right hand corner how my profile picture is on display. It indicates that I am signed in. Please make sure that you are signed into Google Chrome, not just Google, into Google Chrome in order for this to work properly. Here's one last piece of the training. Over here on the right hand side, I call it the skinny snowman. If your bookmark bar disappears, please remember that it's located over here and you would click Show Bookmark Bar. Sometimes, out of nowhere, it might disappear and you're not exactly sure why it disappeared. In order for it to appear again, go ahead and choose that skinny snowman, choose Bookmarks, and then Show Bookmark Bar. In the event you cannot find a resource that you have saved, and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt you saved it, but oh no, I have no idea where that's located, you actually have a resource over here that allows you to peruse all of the materials that you have saved into your bookmark area. It is called the Bookmark Manager. Right here where it says Bookmarks, we want to go to where it says Bookmark Manager. When you click one time on Bookmark Manager, it will show you all of those resources in a tidy, well-organized fashion. You can use the search box up at the top to search for something specifically. You can scroll on the left-hand side in order to find those resources, and you can reorganize, delete, or rename any of the resources in this space. If I choose to rename CUSD2, I can right-click right here on this resource for the menu to appear. I can choose Rename, and then I can rename it as I see fit. This space also allows you an opportunity to reorganize those folders. If you notice up at the top when I reorganize these materials, simultaneously it is reorganizing up here as well. So if you feel that it's a little bit cumbersome to reorganize these materials without the Bookmark Manager, you can use the Bookmark Manager in order to navigate those resources. Thank you so much for watching today's training, and have a great day.